Innovating Education Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
Massive open online courses, or MOOCs, sound like the perfect answer in developing countries. But are they really so great? Is the content culturally appropriate? And what about infrastructure and getting connected in the first place? It isn't always easy. China is known for presenting university candidates with such incredibly difficult entrance exams that even some of the smartest applicants fail to get into university. Could MOOCs help them study anyway? Let's find out.
Some aspects of life have changed little over the years at Beijing University. Others, like teaching methods, have been revolutionized. Professor Shen Yang is at the forefront of the MOOC revolution, massive open online courses.
When my classes are broadcast online, not only are the students watching, but also all the teachers across China can follow the class. I want them to think that the teachers are outstanding.
For each hour of teaching, it takes about 50 hours to prepare and record. The professor writes the scripts and edits the video, but he believes the process will speed up when universities see the benefits.
The best resources from the top universities will focus on the best courses, and then these courses will reach a very high standard. The other universities will promote these courses, producing economic benefits.
The neighbouring Tsinghua University has invested a lot of resources in promotional videos like this one for the History of Chinese Architecture course. Some 7,000 students have been enrolled so far. Professor Liu needs just 10 hours to prepare.
Of course I did the preparation, but I can't be sure that the selection materials best suit online teaching. We must await student feedback to reassess the course and fine-tune the content.
With so many students, the teacher has the help of 3 assistants who translate the content into English and filter the flood of emails of students' questions.
It's very difficult to get into Tsinghua University to study. Because of the numbers, most students can't sit in the classroom and participate in classes.
Tsinghua has launched its own platform. It's not clear how much the university has invested, but it's thought to be in the region of around 120,000 euros per course.
This year we've launched 5 courses. Maybe next year we'll launch 20. So the number will continue to increase.
In a country where access to the best universities is highly restricted by grueling entrance exams, MOOC offers hope to the masses.
Do you think you could do a good job as a business manager? What about if you didn't have any formal training or qualifications either in management or in business? Or would you think doing an online course could help? Let's find out in this report from Nairobi.
The African Management Initiative has designed a MOOC that's tailor-made for African needs. It's the first of its kind on the continent. Started a year ago in Kenya and South Africa, it's aiming for 1 million students within a decade.
The set of issues an African manager has to deal with would be taken for granted in European, American markets where systems are much more developed and the sophistication is much more advanced. So facilitators need to be able to reach a little deeper to understand, to try and get nuances from individuals to whom they are providing similar concepts, management concepts.
At this meeting, 15 ambitious Kenyans are taking advantage of an outreach program that the AMI has set up for those who have difficulty getting online. It also gives teachers a chance to answer questions and give extra information about the cyber lessons.
I like the way we're carried through the material. It's quite fast-paced, but I guess also the speed also makes you be on your toes. So I like that everything is compressed within the 8 hours that we've been here, about 8 to 9 hours that we've been here, which has been quite good. I also like the way the facilitators took us through the course. Yeah, he made it quite interesting, quite engaging, yeah.
These aspiring entrepreneurs taking their first steps down the MOOC road can find inspiration in those who've gone before them. Mark Nganga runs a web development company at his new office in Nairobi. Since graduating from the course, his revenue has tripled.
The major thing that I have applied to my business that I learned at the course is prioritizing tasks, both for myself and for people working under me.
AMI says its courses are constantly updated, and there are 5 new ones in 2014.
In order to make it with that combination, working with our African leading business schools, we anticipate there'll be quite a unique set of offerings that participants will have access to both in the classroom and offline once they go back into their normal lives.
So it seems that MOOCs show promise but still must try harder. We discussed the subject with John Mojave, a leading American futurist who is optimistic about adapting MOOCs so that they meet our needs better. Could MOOCs really be a solution for students in developing countries who don't have access to education, or is it just a massive hype?
Well, we're at a very interesting moment with MOOCs because I think right now it's hard to argue that they're anything but massive hype. But the potential, the possibilities for MOOCs are really, really great, that they can bring something that would not otherwise be afforded or completed, which is advanced education for students almost anywhere.
The future might look rosy, but right now, especially in developing countries, what about challenges like infrastructure and getting connected?
Well, we need an awful lot of investment for connectivity. I think that's the critical factor. I think there's the potential that we'll find some ways to use the minimal connectivity that people already have. There may, for example, be ways to use a basic mobile phone service, not advanced, not high bandwidth, but basic mobile phone service for some interactivity around education. That doesn't exist yet, not in any form that I think is achieving very much. But there is a potential to start with what we've got, and we can't wait.
What do you think about the accusation that MOOCs can be a form of educational colonialism because so much of the content originates from the Northern Hemisphere?
I know that it feels, from the recipient's point of view, or could feel, like it's just that, educational colonialism. But I think that's a problem that we can solve rather quickly. In the meantime, isn't it better to have some education and some great educational content to get started with than to have none?
Are education systems in developing countries ready for MOOCs, or are they likely to be disruptive?
MOOCs are inherently disruptive, and a lot of the opposition, a lot of the critique is coming from the traditional system, and that's true in developing countries and true in Europe and true in North America as well. The reasons for that, I think, and I have to here kind of level an accusation at the traditional system, it feels and is threatened by MOOCs. Maybe not so much by the MOOCs that are on offer right now, but on the potential for MOOCs.
So you think that MOOCs could end up democratizing higher education?
I believe that MOOCs can democratize and will democratize higher education. And I think the test we should all take here is to cast our thinking forward 10 or 20 years. Think what that technology can be, and I believe will be, and think of the demands around the world for higher education. And allow those two ideas to come together, and you'd say, of course we should, and of course we will. So I'm very, very positive about this. I don't like the MOOCs that are on offer in 2013, but I see the potential, and I see how it can help students everywhere achieve more. And I'm very, very optimistic about that, looking forward to it, in fact.
Mr. Mojave, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Well, that's all we have time for now. Do let us know about your experiences. Have you ever taken an online course? Let us know on our social media pages. Goodbye from all the Learning World team.
Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.